implement these. So I believe it's the city, the county also has crisis centers that will be coming online.
This has been a Rainier Avenue radio message on fentanyl in our communities.
Women are not an homogenous group.
We face discrimination differently depending on factors such as ethnicity, age, socioeconomic status, and more.
Rainier Avenue Radio is proud to amplify women's voices.
They are the experts of their own lives, initiating conversations within their community about challenges they face, the solutions they're working on, and the opportunities they see.
Please join us this Sunday from 2 to 5 for Women's Voices on Air. We know our challenges. We are the experts of our lives.
We are master multitaskers, prioritizing our family, friends, and our faith above our own needs.
Our needs and voices are too often overlooked.
Please join us this Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. for Women's Voices on Air.
We tell our stories in our own way.
If you or a family member are 55 or over and need nursing home level care, but want to keep living where you are, check out Providence Elder Place PACE. This program offers healthcare, housing, transportation, and recreational activities. There are no copays or deductibles, and it's covered through Medicare and Medicaid. Providence Elder Place PACE works to keep you healthy and in your home. Call 206-320-5325 or visit providence.org Elder Place. Providence.org Elder Place.
Ladies and gentlemen. Speak Up Seattle. We are Rainier Avenue Radio.world, the station that cares.
Don't ever forget.
Welcome to Clean Greens Living. Welcome to Clean Greens Living, broadcasting here live on Rainier Avenue Radio. It is your host, Queen Bree, in the house. How is everyone doing today? Oh, listen, y'all. I am tired. It was an extended weekend this weekend, but I had a good weekend. How was your weekend? I had a good weekend. I attended a Black Light Neo party. And it turned out so amazing. I was helping one of my friends with her business, and she had a neon party, and just getting dressed for it and getting the party favors for it. You guys, I made glow in the dark popcorn. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I feel like I want to go home and not now, but I eventually want to go and I want to make it with the kids and see how that goes, because I plan on having some backyard movie nights this summer. And you done went to the gram. You done went to the gram and showed them, look, we had a good time at the Esquire. I cannot believe I am at the age to be partying in the Esquire. That's me and Bree. We're the Breeze. We've decided that I would be Breezy and she would be Bree, because every time somebody said Bree, we both was like, huh? But look at that. Isn't that so cool? I'm so mad I lost my glasses. Y'all lucky I lost my glasses, because I would have probably brought them here today and got on everybody's nerves with the flash. It was just so amazing. So you guys stay tuned and follow me for more information, because I will be doing more events with her. And it was real fun. I think last year was my year to fall back, but I guess this year, the spirit of Bree is like, it's time to get out the house and go be fun and be productive in this world, which is on topic for today, because I wanted to talk about like the emotional freeze of, like, I feel like a lot of us are dealing with emotional freeze. But before we go there, I want to just talk about a few hot topics. Like, we got to find like a little, like, this is new today, first of all, introducing hot topics, but I feel like we need to have a little sizzle when I say hot topics. I know Daniel can pick that up, but maybe next week when we do the hot topics. But in the meantime, we have a few announcements today. Tonight, broadcasting live here on Rainier Avenue Radio, meet your candidates for Seattle City Council District 2 vacancy tonight at 5:30 p.m. on Rainier Avenue. So please tune in live and let's talk about you will be interviewing our candidates. Also this week, high school basketball Friday at 8:30 p.m. Seattle Prep versus Rainier Avenue Radio. No, it's not. Versus Rainier Beach. Rainier Avenue Radio will be broadcasting live. But of course, if you guys can attend these games in person and go out and support your youth, I think those are something that we should do. We should start supporting our youth. Next month, check out the Call to Conscious Black History Museum right here at Rainier Avenue Radio. Tony does some amazing stuff. So please come in here. Tony and the team does some amazing stuff. We never want to forget the team. That's one thing that we need to understand in this world. We need people in order to be able to fulfill the dreams that we want to produce in this world. So please come join, be a part of the community. Learn about the new candidates tonight at 5:30. Join the Call to Conscience next month. And also don't forget the basketball game this Friday. I feel like this year is like moving by so fast. January is almost over. Usually I feel like we all agree that January lags, but this January just went by like that. And it could be because we all were, well, not all of us, but majority of the United States was mourning the fact that we are switching leaderships this month. This just yesterday, we switched leaderships. Today is Tuesday. If no one knows that, Tuesday the 21st. Look, I got to look at the calendar, my daggone self. Yes, it is Tuesday the 21st. For those of you who are forgetting what day it is, because it's extended weekend, I had to remind myself that tomorrow is not Monday. But anyways, we're transferring hot topics. We transferred leadership on Martin Luther King Day, and we want to shout out happy birthday to Martin Luther King, one of our fearless leaders. He was killed fighting for the rights of our people here in the United States, and we still find ourselves doing that during this time, 2025. It's like, wow, in 2025, they told us we will be flying spaceships and living in the air, and here we are still fighting for basic human rights. So yeah, we switched leaderships, and with switching leaderships, there's been a lot of controversy about who was performing at the inauguration ball. And a lot of artists like Nelly and Snoop was on there, and people were mad. Okay, listen, I don't hate this man. If he was a comedian, I would definitely buy a ticket to go see his show. I just don't care for him as my president. That's just my personal take. And I'll say that loud and proud. I don't care about cancel culture. I don't like him as my president. We don't align with the same beliefs and values. And that leads me to this question of, there were so many people upset that Nelly and Snoop and Soulja Boy, Carrie Underwood was performing for the inauguration. But in a world where we're constantly having to choose leaders that aren't going to always align with our beliefs and what we want to have done, how do we move forward as a community to support the person in power, to make sure that we, the people, and those people are okay, and that we are working together to find a common ground of what's right for all humans here in the United States. So I guess the question of the day is, like, people have their take on it about them performing. And honestly, I wasn't even mad at it, because it's like, at the end of the day, first of all, this is our second term with this man. We have to figure out a way to be able to coexist, right? So for me, I'm not mad. I'm like, hey, we got to figure out a way to coexist. We got to figure out a way to work together, to come together, join together. So I want to hear from you, like your personal take, experience on how do you think that we are going to be able, for the next 4 years, work together with this administration, work together with our family and friends who do not have the same beliefs as us. How do we work together and do what's best for the greater good? That's the question of the day. I'll say my answer is always get out in your community and have tough conversations with people, with your family members, because one, when you get out in your community, you recognize that we all care about people and human rights, right? And there's a reason why people go so far left about certain things. So you get to learn that not everybody hates each other. Not everybody is being selfish. People really just want to live in a safe place. So I'll say start with the community, and I'll say start having tough conversations with family members, because and then also take a break. If they're doing too much and you're just like and you feel it's being disrespectful or you getting ready to be disrespectful, take a break. Back off and be like, you know what? Let's just agree to disagree. But having conversations with people is how you learn not only them and their thought process. You can't control everybody, and don't get to wanting, I mean, trying to wonder why they think this all the time, but you get to learn their thought process, and you also get to learn yourself and why you feel the way you feel and why you do the things you do. I could say for myself, I just really want to make sure that when we're doing things in this world, that we keep humanity at the forefront. And I feel like money is more at the forefront than anything. And this world can't move without humans. This world can't move without us being different. How boring is it to live in a place where it's just people of your kind, right? Well, for some of us, because it's lit being African American. I'm sorry, y'all. No offense to anyone else, but it's lit here. But you know what I'm saying? It's like I do also like hanging with other people and other cultures. You get to learn different things. You get to think outside the box, and you get to stretch your brain. So I'm gonna say for my answer, how we can work together over the next 4 years. And it's not even just the next 4 years, because there's 4 years after that, we're still gonna be in the same fight, a party against another party, when really it's humanity versus surviving this world and this earth while we're here. So hot topics, we covered the hot topics. Please, if you're listening in, give us your thoughts today. How can we work together over the next 4 years? We cannot complain. We cannot be fighting with each other. We cannot be dissing each other. So give your and also be prayerful. I feel like we give humans too much power. We give humans too much power. Nothing can happen without God. He is a protector. He's a provider. So make sure that you are also staying prayed up, putting your armor on. And if you don't believe in God, make sure you are staying grounded in who you are, in your beliefs, in your integrity, and not letting anyone challenge you or make you act out of character. So today I wanted to talk about this emotional freeze, because as we transition into this new presidency, I've been having conversations with people. And one thing someone told me was, a lot of people are getting numb to like what's happening in this world. A lot of people getting numb about the government. And it's like, and then, a lot of the times we ourselves feel like we're lazy and we're tired and we feel like something's wrong with us. But what if it's not that we're numb, lazy, or tired? What if it's just that we've been through so much as people, especially during the pandemic, that we're just in an emotional freeze right now? And if you don't know what emotional freeze, it's just like you're just sitting there and you can't move. You want to do stuff, but you just can't move and do stuff because you're sad, you're depressed, you're anxious, you're worried. And that is something that can be fixed, right? But we got to work on it. If you're just tuning in, you're tuning in to Clean Greens Living, broadcasting here live on Rainier Avenue Radio. I am your host, Queen Bree. I have been hosting this show. First of all, I got it right. I've been hosting this show for years and been posting and promoting it. And someone was like, I didn't know. Not someone. People be like, oh, you host a radio show? So here's another question of the day. What are ways that we can get more traction and advertise so people can stop asking me that? Because it's like every Tuesday I'm getting dressed, ready to go, and everybody's like, where are you going? Like, dude, we do this every Tuesday. Right. Why did that scare me? I'm still sleepy, y'all. I'm still sleepy, but funny, because I'm glad you did that, because I find myself being a comedian lately. And I said something funny about my daughter today, and I did my own little fake drums. I need that little sound following me around the house. Thanks, Daniel. But yeah, so emotional freeze. So I wanted to just talk about strategies though, how we can work with emotional freeze and be able to, as we work to accomplish goals, as we work to exist in this world, especially with the new leadership we have in our United States of America, and just leaderships all across the world. How do we work through getting out of that emotional freeze? So one of the techniques that, if you're dealing with an emotional freeze, is to get moving. Move. You can dance. You can go for a walk. You can do yoga. You can scream. You got to just shake yourself out of it, right? So if you feel like you're getting numb and you're like, I can't live life. I don't want to do this. I don't want to accomplish goals. Start moving and dancing, right? Another thing that I've learned recently is that have self-compassion. A lot of the times we get frustrated with each other and people, but mostly ourselves. I mean, I had to check myself on how I talk to myself all the time. And my therapist was like, stop judging yourself. So I'm here to tell people, don't judge yourself. Do not judge yourself for where you're at in life. If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling burnt out, re-energize yourself, recharge yourself, because just because what you see is not what it always is. Ooh, did that make sense to y'all? What you see isn't what it always is. And that's why when we talk about faith, it's like faith is the act of doing something that you can't even see. And when you do it, and when you actually operate in that and you see your stuff coming to fruition, that is what it is. It's like you can't see it, but it's there. So operate in faith. Be self-compassion for yourself. Have compassion for others. Take your time. If you feel like things are too much, do one step at a time. Just accomplish one goal at a time and celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. Like I celebrate myself. If I've done 3 of the 10 things I've got on my to-do list, I celebrate myself because I got 3 things done. We are human beings. We are not robots. We can't just make decisions and keep working and keep going and it not have an effect on our bodies. Like I had to recognize after a while when I realized I was in emotional freeze because I was always tired. You'll know if you're in emotional freeze if you're always tired, stuck, you can't accomplish things, you feel a little depressed. It's not laziness, it's just years, and I always talk about this with people. It is getting caught up in hustle culture. We always talk about I'm a hustler and you need to be a hustler. If you're in a hustler, you ain't doing this. There's a right way and a wrong way to do things as hustling. Hustling is not always going. Hustling is not no sleep. Being a true hustler is being smart enough to know that you have to get rest. Being true hustler means that you know that you don't have to do 1,000,001 things to prove you're worthy and prove that you're doing the work. Because then you're just doing a whole lot of work and nothing's getting really done except for you're getting burnt out. So once I realized that I need to stop hustling so hard, I was tired, but my body was tired because my body was always going. So you have to be compassionate and give your body rest when it needs it. It's not sleep when you're dead. It is sleep so you can keep going. It is sleep so you can be productive. It is sleep so you can obtain your goals. Mindfulness. People think mindfulness. I thought mindfulness was stupid and I talk about it now. I'm like an advocate. Deacon Jenna said, yep, I'm definitely stuck in old and tired. And it's like, first of all, you're not old at all. I mean, I know, look, old is not what it used to be back in the day. I used to be scared to get older, but I'm looking at all these people who are older, even myself, like being old enough to go to the Esquire Club. This party was 30 and over. And I'm like, dang, I don't feel old and I don't feel like I look old. But this world and hustling will definitely make you feel old and tired. So making sure we get in that rest and enjoying life. Find a hobby. Find something to focus on. A lot of the times we hyper focus and fixate on things like ourselves and what we haven't gotten accomplished because because culture tells us we're supposed to have something accomplished by a certain age and time and date, and that's not real life. That's not real life. Life, and I'm probably going to be saying this a lot this year because I have to remind myself on a daily that life is a journey. It is not a race. It is a journey to self-discovery. It is a journey. If everybody always asks, why am I here? What is my purpose? If you slow down and enjoy the journey, you start to find your purpose and you start to figure out what it is I'm doing here. What is my purpose? You'll find it out once you stop giving into, like I said, what these people say, these mere mortals say who can't even follow basic directions that the creator gave us. Give me 1 second. My throat is dry, y'all. But we put so much into what other people say and what our creator says, which is to love each other, love ourselves, love him. He didn't tell us we have to be certain places by a certain time. He created us to enjoy this life. So please learn to enjoy it. Also, in order to, oh my God, I feel like my I'm not sick, y'all. It's a family trait. Trust me. You watch my family long enough, you'll see it. Anyways, another way to get out of your freeze state is to identify and acknowledge your triggers. What is triggering you right now? What is keeping you in this space and stuck to where you feel like you cannot move? Where did it come from? What is coming up for you? And then a lot of the times our brains make up stories that aren't true. So you got to ask yourself, is this true? Does this define me? Is this who I am now? So what are your triggers? A lot of the times people are dealing with childhood trauma that they can't let go of and they can't shake. And unfortunately, bad things happen to good people. It does. But that doesn't define who you are. That doesn't define who you are, and that is not your story. And that's not the end of your story. And you still can get out and accomplish goals. So make sure you identify your triggers and check what's coming up for you. And then one of the things that you got to do, which is so hard for me, I hate it, is sit in the emotions. I don't know if you're like me where I like to pretend like things didn't happen. If I get so upset, I like to avoid. I like to pretend it never happened so that I can move forward. But that's only prolonging your healing journey. That's only prolonging your learning from whatever it is that you're trying to avoid. So make sure that you're identifying your triggers and you're sitting in these emotions, and again, encouraging yourself and being easy on yourself. So make sure that if you feel like you're feeling like you're depressed, also make sure you check with your doctor, get a therapist, get a support group, get a group of people that can encourage you and help you go and lift you up off that couch or that bed or whatever it is that you get stuck in a freeze. Being in an emotional state freeze is normal, especially just being a human and going through trauma and dealing with, coming off the pandemic in this world. When life events happen, they expect for us to just snap back to it and go back to work. It's like, no, we as humans got to start honoring ourselves, because no one's going to honor us but ourselves. We have to start honoring ourselves. And when something is affecting us, we have to take the time to sit in those emotions and talk to ourselves or someone about what's coming up for us. How can I move forward? What are some small steps? I started doing baby steps on the things. I have this. I have these big goals that I want to accomplish. But I had to start breaking them down to small goals so that I didn't get overwhelmed. I didn't get stuck in a freeze. And it doesn't matter when I get there. I'm going to enjoy the journey that I'm on, because when you're not enjoying the journey, you're missing out on beautiful things. If you're a parent, you're missing out on your kids being grown. A lot of parents hustle for their kids to have, and when their kids really need is them being present and creating memories and creating and being in those moments. A lot of this, I take thousands of pictures. If you follow me, you know I take a lot of pictures. But I stopped taking pictures so much so that I can be in the moment. And it's like, yes, I may not ever be able to remember this when I get older, but right now in this moment, I'm going to enjoy what it is that we're doing. And once I start to enjoy it and have fun, then we can take pictures and we can post. But I want to live a big life. And if you want to live a big life, because you only get one, and it goes so fast. Speaking of, I want to give a shout out to Christina, who lost her sister last week. We love you and we're praying for you, and we let us know if there's anything we can do for you if you're listening. Yeah, rest in peace to her sister. But life is short, and what I loved is like when Christina was posting pictures about her sister, you could see that she lived a big life. Everyone loved her. She was good to people. She was good to herself. She made sure her community was taken care of. And she lived a big life, and she looked like she had fun, and everyone loved her. So it is you are capable of being able to accomplish those goals. And if you're in an emotional and freeze, just be easy on yourself. Talk kind to yourself. Pray for yourself. Also, I cannot stress this enough. Do a brain dump. Sometimes I'm an overthinker. I overthink everything. I'm working on it. But when I'm overthinking everything, I just get a folder, a book, a notebook, and I just write everything that is on my brain. And once I get all of that out, if it's too personal, I take it, rip it up, burn it up, and get rid of it. Some things I keep so I can remember and hold on to. But those are some tips. If you have any thoughts about what we talked about today, don't forget to like, share, and comment. Let us know. If there's a topic that you want me to cover, let me know. But I think that this is one of the things we need to start with our new administration and with us busting out goals. We can't stop, y'all, but we can slow down and make sure we're taking care of ourselves and making sure we're being productive and being present in our community, because that's where the real change starts. It doesn't start at the Capitol. It starts in your city, in your state, in your neighborhood. All right, guys? Well, that's it. Thank you for joining us at Clean Greens Living, broadcasting here live on Rainier Avenue Radio. Don't forget to tune in tonight to hear the interviewing of the 2 seats that are available on City Council. Don't forget the high school basketball this game, broadcasting here live on Rainier Avenue Radio. And also next month, get your time and your tickets, your money ready to buy tickets to join us at the Call to Conscious Black History Month Museum. And always don't forget, Black history is all year, every day. Get to know you, your family, everything.